Hey fam.
Hello.
We've been thinking of you all and really just want to be here every day and let you know how much we care.
Yeah. Oh, I think we just got cut off. I think we're on now. Here we are. And we know there's so much craziness and uncertainty going on in the world today. And one thing that really stuck out to us today, we were on a call with our movers, and it was this idea around just kindness, like human kindness.
And, we talk a lot about there's a lot out of our control. And I compare it a lot to grief. And those of you, know Mooch and I both have our grief journeys. And Mooch lost her dad to ALS, and I lost my daughter to necrotizing enterocolitis, also known as NEC. And, I really launched my study of grief and trying to understand it in my own healing. And a lot of what's happening right now has the energy of grief. And it's not, the same, but they're very similar and important to talk about the sense of, that fear, that feeling stripped of something that was known, missing out on what should be, not knowing what it's going to look like going forward. Like that's all popping up, and that's really present right now. And the thing is with grief, it's out of our control, right? Like we don't have control over those losses in our life. And coronavirus, it's out of our control. Unless you are a decision maker in what's happening, or a medical professional or policymakers in control of the decision making of what's happening. If it is you, please stop watching. Go tend to coronavirus. No, but in all seriousness, unless that's you, and it's really very few people in this whole world, we're not in control of that. Right.
And even them, they're out of control of some things too.
Oh yeah.
Right. It's like they've got their own that they're dealing with too.
And so we've talked a lot about what can you control? And what we've seen is amazing. We've seen some amazing things pop up.
Yeah, it's like everyone's hearts are just starting to open. And there's so much kindness, even in I FaceTimed with a bunch of my girlfriends last night that I don't see them all that much. But now that it's we're in this place of almost fear and uncertainty, it's everyone's starting to just open. And all this kindness is shining through. And so what really came up on our call today was just this ability to, with very simple little tiny things, how you can just totally turn around someone's day.
Whether it's a random act of kindness, waving, conversing at a safe distance. We've seen so many instructors in the Boston area offer these online classes, studios doing really great things for their communities. We've seen mindfulness teachers getting on and do breath work and meditations and all of these things to be hey, we got this.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
It is. And there's no expiration on it, which I think is one of the things that we want to fully embody in this community and beyond is we don't need to be in a crisis to actually bring out, right? We don't, right? The asshole doesn't just go away, right? We can just keep it away because honestly, it's we're always going to experience different challenges. And I guarantee this is not the last crisis that we see in our lifetime. And how can we continue to carry this human kindness and this connection really, regardless of the circumstance?
Yeah. And by no means are we undermining the severity of what's happening.
No.
And just we compared it to grief, that's terrible, right? But what we're saying is we have no control over that. That's awful. Let's make space. Let's use the word and all this stuff is coming up. And as we get through coronavirus and as we get through all this, and we will get through it, we collectively as a society will get through it. As we do, can we leave the coronavirus behind, but carry all this kindness forward?
Yeah.
And that's something that we're pretty passionate about helping support.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Can we jar it up? Let's jar it up. Use it all the time.
Yeah. And stay tuned because we're thinking about doing our own live class.
Yep.
Maybe this weekend, maybe next week. We're going to kind of see when everyone needs it. But we have a signature class called Nam Strong, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of HIIT.
A lot of bit of fun.
A lot of bit of fun.
A lot of bit of kind.
All right. If you guys have questions, thoughts, drop them below. Anyways, we can support you. We are here.